of Roll with the Fox. My special guest today is Christian Pierce. Very good black belt, currently residing in Switzerland.
Yep.
Yeah, some people call him Swiss Chris. It's easy, but yeah, you had an interesting journey, right? You went trained all over the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, we became friendly. It's been a year and a half now. We see each other all over the world. Camps, Switzerland, Italy, US, and hopefully many other places. Anyways, guys, we have a program today to analyze, to break down the Hooker Tsarukyan fight because it was so interesting. And I don't think, to be honest, the Tsarukyan escape from the Guillotines was really good, really good. You know, I saw somebody, you know, if the guy was better than blue belt, he would have held. No, this is a high level escape. It requires some athleticism, but also sort of an awareness of the body positioning relative to each other and the grips. So I don't think too many people could really break this down, and I fancy myself, well, some people fancy me as somewhat of a guillotine master. So so let's go. This is why my wrists have been taped up since 2003, I think. That's when I started to really perfect and hone my guillotines, and I think yeah, it will take a toll. Anyways, so guys, let's look at it. I want to, on YouTube, we're going to do the breakdown of the second escape. From, you know, it started with a single leg, but wound up in the guard. And then, because we're going to have more time to do the analysis, we'll do the first one on the app. Which brings me to a good point, guys. Don't forget, currently, the app has 5 free days. You can play around with it. So if you're interested in a specific technique, you can play around with it for 5 days. And if you sign up, it's 30% off, $9.99 per month. But that's after the first 5 free days. Anyways, guys, so let's start. Unless you have some questions. We already have questions?
We do.
Okay.
We have a lot of good mornings, Adolfo, MJ, Ensberg.
What's up, guys? The
Yeah.
usual.
What's up?
We have MJ.
Twice?
Second MJ. MJ, I can't know his hashtag name. He says, "Hi Fox, I often have trouble with takedowns, even when I get the others back, which looks so sad. If you have time, how would you take the other person down?"
From the back?
Yeah. Finish.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's cover that first real quick. So let's, you know, we're clinched up. I get to Christian's back. So from here, guys, don't put your leg too close. You're vulnerable to a knee bar. So I'm standing staggered. I'm actually, this is very important. I'm assuming this is the position you're talking about, right? So I want to palm up and I start to pressure Christian's upper thigh. This puts a lot of pressure. So what I'll do is I can either trip him forward but basically when you're on somebody's back, what you need to do is I threaten forward and be able to switch to the back. That's probably going to be your best bet, is to play those two different, well, it's the same dimension, but 2 different directions, okay? So anytime you're on somebody's back, don't just kind of try to take him forward or backwards. Play around. This one is actually like, if the guy's got a really good defense, what sometimes I do is unclinch. What I'm going to do is go under. And this one, though, you might get caught in a, so you can see I'm already defending. If he actually caught me in an omoplata, I'm already defending. So this is going to be hard for him to actually make something happen. But that's going to be your best bet from takedowns when you're on somebody's back. Don't either, if his weight is forward, push it, you know, if he postures up, go the other direction. So leg trips, you know, to the back is a good solution. So let's go to so we'll start on the ground, but basically let's do what wound up happening. There were several technical mistakes, and but also there was a big mistake was failure to recognize that grip is no longer valid. Okay, so he as Tsarukyan came in, it was no arm in, and he got the single leg. So, anyways, this is how it went down. So, guys, you can see already. I'm already trying to reposition my leg, but let's go the way it was. So, go. and he turned up. Yeah, this is how it wound up, which in MMA is catastrophic, but well, potentially catastrophic. Because once somebody's in your guard, especially in that level, if they can get decent posture, now you're eating elbows and punches. So the technical mistake. So when a guy goes for single, my immediate first reaction is to go. My leg, I want to have it on the outside. So my left insteps, because we're going. It was the left side. So as he came in, so as he's taking me down, I want to basically bring this out. This gives you a better angle. But we're gonna go with, let's just stay on the ground. So, so this gives you a better angle. But even if it's here, the second biggest problem was, let's pivot this way so I can see. If you watch it slow motion, what wound up happening actually. So as Tsarukyan started to defend, by the way, it was a great defense. So as he started to turn, so he actually, let's go back. What he did is kind of violate. He actually went shoulder off to the side, which makes his movement a lot easier. Even if you have the shoulder forward, like I do. So here, it's that movement is going to be much more difficult, but not impossible. Okay? So instead of focusing on this, he moved it kind of deeper. And deeper is not always better. Okay? Why are you laughing over here? It's the same thing, guys, with the, when we talk about the forward back take roll, same thing. You want to be shallow because it allows you to put the shoulder forward, which pushes the guy's head into the grip. So we actually made a move that made it easier for Tsarukyan to escape. So again, as this happened, so he moved it like this, deeper, which actually it's quite contrary. This is where you want to be. You want to be shallow, which allows you to really, that again. So now I'm going to go, it doesn't matter, even if he escapes, right? So here. That was the failure, and that's how it would have been fixed. It was a failure that once he sort of spun, even a little bit, you don't need a full 180 degrees or 360 degree turn. Well, 360 would have wound up back in the same place. So 180 degrees turn, that would have, you need, I don't know, 40 degrees. You need enough turn where the pressure is off the carotids. So once the pressure is off the carotids, that grip is only useful as a control. But it's a weak control in that sense because his legs and lower body was not in position to kind of to maneuver or manipulate his body in a way that you potentially wind up on the top. So again, so if he could have put this outside, that would have made it much more difficult. So that was failure number one. But that you could excuse it because maybe as the single was happening. Second one was go deep, which actually makes it easier for Chris. I'm already off the carotid. As this is happening, this freeze here, this is the critical moment. The guillotine is not going to help you. So what I'll do is I'll start to take the arm. Now, so this is where I want to go. Okay? But even if I cannot, this is easy for me to wind up on top. Okay? So that's the biggest failures in that sequence. The biggest one probably was, so, off the takedown, it's not easy to get good grips. You need to practice that a lot, and it is kind of a harsh practice because you're going to be slammed on the mats a bunch of times. And, I literally spent years doing that in the blue basement at Renzo's. I remember one time, the guy that gave me the nickname Silver Fox, I remember I felt, he's not too big. He's about 5'8", but built like a spark plug. And I felt like I got repeatedly rammed by a small car after the training. But nevertheless, you hone the grips to a point where they will not fail. However, even with those failures, the biggest one was failure to recognize that this is no longer valid switch. It's a pretty easy switch, guys. By the way, Aliyah gives me that look all the time. interestingly enough. Yeah.
It's the region's blood. We have one more question before we run out of time. Adolfo, he just wants to confirm it's the shallow grip guillotine that you prefer, and do you make your body perpendicular to your opponent?
Yeah, not so much perpendicular. So yes, generally yes, but the key with any guillotine, whether it's shallow or deep, I really want to focus. This is one again in guillotines 101. The biggest problem that people do is they focus on this part, not enough on this part. We've talked about it ad nauseum. This is one of the biggest things when you guillotine somebody. Make sure same thing. You turtle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you take the rolling back take, if I do this, I'm going to slip off. If I'm doing a rolling back take, I want to have that shoulder behind his neck. It's the same thing. So let's look at it one more time. So if as he came in for a single, you could do it from your knees. Mm-hmm. This is where I want to be. If I can, yeah, this is the key. So right now, I could not get my leg in, which again, now, if he starts to turn, if you fail because your grips were inadequate, which is possible, right now, and what I do is I don't pull it to me, I pull it up, which kind of slow down your roll, bro, right? That's what basically does. It slows down the roll. So don't pull him to you because now you're accelerating his rotation. Do this, where now you're slowing down his rotation. Guys, so subtle things. This is why you need to either buy my app or be in a school where a teacher understands those small little details that make a massive impact on the result of that specific sequence. All right, guys, I will see you next week. And now we're going over to the app side.